Feel the tension crackle in Blackjack's township as Velma and Lewis edge toward blows. Smash the like button for Game Changer. Lewis eyes the timber while Velma and Fimmer mend the fence, their weary toil humming beneath summer heat. Velma and Fimmer's bond is the only candle keeping the outpost from falling. Intrigued, an opportunity with an edge of risk, the ship to the stars quest awakens Louis staring stirs Velma's barely contained fury. With Zimmerman nursing a quiet meal and the colony's fragile hold on Summer hanging by a thread, the crew's next move could either launch them beyond Blackjack's township or tear it apart. Standing tall, the outpost grit rings iron while the fence mends beside a secret... The fence mends as Louis swings horseshoes, a quiet rhythm shaping what comes next.
Megasus refuses commands.
A horseshoe arcs, metal sings, Velma watches, half smiling. Zimmerman plants corn, Bear chuckles, Summer's slow coo. Pay attention, viewers, Blackjack's township hangs on a razor's edge, and only your fire can tip the balance for Game Changer. Back the stream now and watch the saga ignite. The outpost modest standing, its scant stores, momentum lifts the husband's...
Revolver loaded.
Will Louise's simple stew soothe Velma's simmering rivalry before Summer...
All set.
Louis flips a pan of simple stew. The outpost holds its breath, just another day of gourmet survival. Blackjack's thin edge wagers on corn as Zimmerman's husband bear nudges sprouts, dandelion. A century of dust settles as Louis eyes the granite blocks, Velma's gaze holding the fragile. The stone-cutting pirate recalls the clang of horseshoes while Velma's lover watches, tension humming.
It refuses nothing.
The argument spiraled, each jab sharpening resentment as they clash over broken promises and rusted pride.
Dialogue here.
Zimmerman drops seed into the furrow while Louis eyes the granite, remembering the stew that sparked the tension. The stew's aftertaste lingers as the pirate sharpens his grin at the stone while the bond holds its breath. The pirate chips stone while the rival's stare softens, a quiet promise lingering. Hold your breath, viewers. This fragile standoff could explode any second, so smash subscribe now and follow Game Changer as Blackjack's tiny outpost teeters on the edge. Bear clings to crops, his bond with Zimmerman a steady act.
Line ready.
Louis watches Velma's shovel-bite granite, his smile tightening as tension crackle.
Luis and Zimmerman boast about blades and steel amid stormy tension, with Luis dismissive and Zimmerman defiant.
Louis scrubs his knuckles white while Velma eyes the husband's quiet hands, ready to snap.
Not buying it.
Zimmerman saunters past the fire pit, fingers grazing Bear's coat, a wry grin tugging at his lip. Beyond the trees, a raptor's silhouette flickers, yet the lover's grip holds fast. Velma's horseshoe arcs, echoing the stew's lingering. Zimmerman's grin stretches as he pats Bear, a dark chuckle over a settlement that barely feeds itself. Louis slides the fertilized egg into the hall, Velma's eyes narrow, tension humming. Louis drifts his grip on the cracked crate, a silent tally of the cost they carried. Feel the tension rise as the lover's grip strains. Smash that like button and let Game Changer turn the tide for Blackjack's Township. Zimmerman crafts a chair while Fimmer's love steadies the fledgling outpost. An eclipse sweeps over Blackjack's Township. In its sudden gloom, Velma and Louis teeter on the edge of violence while Zimmerman watches the darkening sky with bright spirits.
Zimmerman and Louis exchange terse remarks about strength.
Your hollow claims won't sharpen a blade that already slices night.
The defector hammers a wooden seat, muscles taut as tension.
Empty talk, no edge.
A fragile calm now while the berry bush sways hints at a storm the Rim may soon unleash.
Your words are as hollow as the void, and I've got work to finish.
Steam curls as the pirate tenderly stirs the broth, scenting the air with care.
Tension spikes as void accusations clash over rusted weapon and rock.
Your compass points to emptiness, your blade dulls, and your rot will devour us both.
Day deepens, Velma's shovel bites granite as Bear watches, the hidden egg quiver.
Empty compass.
Idle chatter won't fill an empty hole, so
Velma's berries tremble as Lewis eyes the fence, a jagged spear beyond the trees.
Work won't wait.
Your work can wait, but I won't wait for your excuses.
Talk is cheap.
Lewis stirs the broth, the pot simmering as Fimmer leans against the chair.
Your worthless jab ends here.
Zimmerman's chair stands. Bear watches as the memory farmer Chipstone, while distant shadows gather.
Hostile exchange over broken vows and decaying tools, ending with a cold dismissal.
Your recollection of that conflict is as brittle as the rusted tool you still wield.
We need to produce a JSON object with key text and containing a narration and meeting many constraints. Narrate current quiet moment, no major event.
Your claim is dead.
Blackjack's township is barely a speck on the map, and Luis is one bad mood away from a brawl. While Zimmerman sleeps, Velma and Luis are practically vibrating with mutual hatred. Absolute bliss. Velma's sleeping, enjoying a piece that the Rim usually kills in a heart. Fimmer's partner is out cold, blissfully unaware that the air in Blackjack's township is thick with hatred. Fimmer probably thinks this romance is sustainable, provided the other two don't kill each other first. A meager outpost with a grudge. Southwestern Koshin is betting on a disaster while Luis catches some Zed. Zimmerman is eating a simple meal, likely the only thing in Blackjack's township not currently on the verge of collapse. Velma is fast asleep, which is the only reason Luis hasn't found a way to provoke her yet. Luis hauls a granite chunk, likely imagining it's Velma's head, while the two barely tolerate the same air. Zimmerman builds a wooden dining chair, but who will be left to sit in it? Zimmerman is crafting a chair for a dining table that will probably witness a bloodbath.
This chair needs more sanding.
Then sand it more.
Zimmerman is sowing seeds, pretending the soil is more stable than the relationship between Velma and her enemy. 3 weeks in, and Luis still carries a bitterness that no amount of fresh soil can bury. With Velma and Luis one insult away from a bloodbath, we're going to need a miracle or a massive donation from Game Changer to keep this disaster show on the air.
I'll just build the generator.
Luis hauls survival meals into a crate, stockpiling the fuel for a getaway that might be their only exit. Lewis dumps wood into a crate, but will this outpost survive the hate brewing in Blackjack's township? Cleaning dirt. Truly the pinnacle of a space pirate's career while Velma waits for a reason to swing. Zimmerman harvests rice while Velma wonders how much blood it would take to finally silence the pirate. Three weeks of struggle, and the grand legacy of Blackjack's township is Velma digging at a rock. Velma digs at granite, while Blackjack's township remains a meager outpost waiting for the first spark. "22 days of survival, and Luis is still just one bad look away from a bloodbath. Zimmerman harvests rice while Luis and his rival practically vibrate with mutual loathing. One wrong move, and it's over. Zimmerman harvesting rice for Bear.
Try me, Fenev. I dare you.
A rare soft spot in this miserable hole.
Keep barking and I'll show you exactly how this plasteel edge feels in your throat, Zimmerman.
Try it. I'll shoot first.
You're too much of a coward to pull the trigger, so get out of my sight before I lose my patience with this oak tree and find a use for you instead.
Fimmer's partner is hunting a rat. Does that make the rodent the most liked person in Gaston's world? Hunting a rat. Truly a high-stakes pursuit to ensure this southwestern cohesion outpost doesn't starve tomorrow.
Found any raccoons yet?
Not yet. Still searching.
Velma's chasing a raccoon, which is almost as productive as a relationship with Luis. Luis is chopping an oak tree, likely the only Chak's township he and Velma both agreed to destroy. Three souls, one oak tree, and a fragile piece. Blackjack's township is a miracle of sheer spite. Velma's chasing a raccoon, which is probably the only thing in Blackjack's township she actually enjoys. Zimmerman is planting rice while Luis and his rival practically vibrate with mutual hatred. Pure harmony. Velma is hunting raccoons, which is great since Lewis is the only other thing she'd like to kill. Lewis is butchering meat while the odds for Blackjack's township plummet. A meager outpost on a collision course. A packaged survival meal tastes better when you're staring at a pirate you absolutely despise. Lewis is slapping together simple meals while he and Velma wait for a reason to start a brawl. Smash that like button for Game Changer because watching this train wreck is the only thing keeping us entertained. Lewis hacking away a poplar tree grove while Fimmer and Velma play house and... Lewis watches Velma training Dragon, wondering exactly how much force it takes to snap a farmer's neck. Lewis watches the sunset while Blackjack's township gambles its survival on a coin toss that's landing. Just look at Zimmerman playing horseshoes. Truly a masterclass in pretending everything isn't about to explode. Zimmerman and Bear have each other, but will that be enough when the forest finally closes in? Fimmer and his partner are cozy, while the pirate just sees in the silence. Lewis stares at the stars, likely imagining how much quieter Blackjack's township would be without Velma. As Lewis watches the sky, does he wonder what ancient refinery ghosts are waiting in the woods? Velma's meditating, though the odds of this meager outpost surviving her friction with the pirate are abysmal. Training Mega Sloth 1. A great way for the livestock farmer to avoid looking at that other guy. Another day gone, and all it brought was the sight of Lewis chopping down an oak tree. Velma is dreaming, but will Louise finally snap and end this stalemate while she sleeps? Louise is hacking away at an oak tree, probably imagining it's Velma's head instead. Zimmerman probably hopes the husband-wife bliss with Bear keeps them far from the pirates' inevitable meltdown. Three weeks in, and Fimmer's romance is the only thing keeping Blackjack's township from imploding. Zimmerman sleeps soundly, blissfully unaware that the air between those two is practically vibrating with pure hate. 22 days of this. At least Fimmer and his partner are actually getting along for once. Lewis is finally asleep, giving Velma a temporary reprieve from his charming person. 3 weeks in, and the only thing keeping Blackjack's township together is Zimmerman and Bear's marriage. Lewis wonders if Velma would look better as a permanent part of the temperate forest floor. While Luis calculates exactly how many ways he can ruin Velma's morning, you should hit that like button for Game Chinga. Fimmer and his lover hold on tight, the only thing not breaking in Blackjack's township. Trust me, this train wreck is far too entertaining to miss. Blackjack's township is basically a gamble, with Bear and his husband being the only winning bet. Velma training Dragon while Luis watches a bond forged in mutual loathing and inevitable violence. Luis watches Velma with Dragon, wondering if the beast would actually obey her if he just pushed her. Zimmerman is making a wooden crate, blissfully unaware that the Rim usually solves these tensions with fire. Luis sleeps, a rare silence in Blackjack's township that almost feels like peace. Zimmerman is planting rice while Velma and her rival are one bad breath away from a bloodbath. Zimmerman hauling wood to a crate, still the only one actually working while the others play chicken. Bear's husband is assembling a temperature control unit, a futile attempt to organize a place waiting for disaster. Look closely. The granite Velma is digging is the only thing keeping her from murdering someone. Velma keeps digging that granite, a sweet little distraction, while Blackjack's township prays the odds don't crack. Luis is butchering meat, oblivious to the chemfuel fog that usually hides things with far sharper teeth. Behold Luis, a space pirate hacking away at a carcass purely for the joy of the car. Zimmerman is sowing rice, pretending that a few seeds can fix the disaster this group is caught in. Luis is hauling light leather to the stockpile. Does he think chores will make the others actually like him?
Keep looking then.
Velma's still hacking at that granite, the only thing keeping her from finally snapping at Luis. Zimmerman is hacking at granite while Velma and Luis practically vibrate with a mutual desire to kill. Fimmer gazes at the forest, wondering if the ghosts of some ancient refinery are the only things watching.
Granite is too hard.
Just keep digging.
Fimmer and Velma are lovers, a sweet little bond that's practically a miracle in this dump. Bear's husband is chipping away at granite, blissfully ignoring the palpable hatred simmering between the others. Velma is currently chipping at granite while Lewis looks for a reason to snap, so please, Game Changer, drop a donation before this tension turns into a bloodbath for the viewer's entertainment. Velma is actually trying to train Megasloth 1. Let's see if she can tame a giant beast faster than she can get into a fistfight with Luis. Luis is scrubbing dirt, though his real passion is clearly the mutual loathing he shares with Velma. Zimmerman chipping at that granite is the only thing keeping this fragile little family from imploding. Luis watches the pickaxe swing, wondering which of them will finally snap first.
Watch your mouth, Fenev.
Zimmerman harvesting potato plants. A pathetic triumph for a meager outpost that's somehow still standing. Luis is hauling potatoes to a crate, probably imagining how much better they'd taste served with Velma's blood.
Or what? You pathetic little wimp, you going to collapse from the shock of a single scratch like that dragon did 2 hours ago.
Velma's one wrong look away from a brawl, and Luis is practically begging for it.
Shut up and haul rice.
I'll haul this rice when I feel like it, so keep your mouth shut and get back to your plants before I decide you're more useful as fertilizer.
Bear and Zimmerman's marriage is the only thing not currently rotting while Luis hauls rice to a crate. Velma digs into the granite, the steady rhythm a soft lullaby for Bear and Zimmerman's marriage. Watch closely. Luis is just waiting for Zimmerman to finish that meal before someone finally snaps. Velma's granite digging is the only thing keeping this meager outpost from folding like a cheap suit. Luis is currently staring a hole through the relaxing defector, just itching for an excuse to swing. Toad's cache of supplies just popped up on the map. Maybe a little loot will distract Luis from his grudge against Zimmerman before he actually manages to kill him. Velma and Fimmer are lovers, the only thing functioning in this disaster of a meager outpost. Luis is staring at the sunset, probably imagining it's the last thing Zimmerman will ever see. Bear and Zimmerman are married, which is a lovely sentiment for a place this miserable. Watch closely. Watching Zimmerman relax while Luis sees is basically a slow-motion train wreck for our entertainment. Luis enjoys the view, likely wondering if an ancient chem fuel refinery would be more reliable than his roommates. Luis is whipping up a simple meal, blissfully ignoring the raiders likely scouting Blackjack's township as we... Velma spends her evening hacking at granite while Zimmerman and his rival practically vibrate with mutual hatred. Just look at Velma with that Megasloth. A rare quiet moment of peace before the inevitable meltdown. Zimmerman is finally resting, blissfully unaware of the raiders circling Blackjack's township. Velma is asleep, leaving Zimmerman and his rival to share a silence that feels like a loaded... With Bear and his husband clinging to each other, how long can Blackjack's township actually survive? Luis is asleep, but the hatred between him and the defector remains a cold spring.